So ladies and gentlemen, now coming up to the next session. This is on the high performance chromes for coating and plastic application. May I please request Mr. Harish T. Koil Pillai, Head Domestic Business Voxco Pigments from Mumbai. May I please request you to come on the stage for the performance presentation, sir? There are very, very interesting topics coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it's going to be fruitful for all of us. So now, Mr. Harish T. Koil Pillai, Head Domestic Business Voxco Pigments, Mumbai. And the topic is high performance chromes for coating and plastic application.
Good evening. Can I have a round of applause for the videos which you have just seen? Thank you. Well, thank you CEO Manish ji for the opportunity given to Voxco to give this presentation, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start this presentation, I would like to also introduce my team who are present over here. I request Gaurav Raveshya ji to please stand, followed by Pravesh, Vishal, and my channel partners, Goyal Saab and his son. So these are the people who would like to extend support, and in case my presentation is, after the presentation is over, any doubts, any materials, any samples, you can reach out to them. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Okay, now, this is a presentation which, instead of the Voxco, you all know that's one of the leading pigment manufacturing company in Bombay, head office in Bombay. And the basic know-how of this pigment has come from SIBA, where our promoters, the Prabhu Raveshya ji, who started this firm from 1971 onwards, followed by both the children, Mr. Ishan Raveshya, who's the managing director, currently is in Turkey, he could not make out. But the younger brother, Mr. Gaurav Raveshya, has taken over also the reins of Voxco and doing an excellent job. And our main idea is to give innovative products to the industry. And before I start this presentation, I would like to share one slogan which I thought will fit the occasion. Take the pain out of the painting. See, myself, I am basically from Delhi, working here for the last 25 years in a company called Bombay Paints, currently Grower and Wheel. And I have sold almost all types of paints in the industry. Having said that, this is a call I give it to all the formulators. If you want to take the pain from the painting, you choose a pigment which is long lasting and which gives a minimum life of minimum 7 to 10 years. Normally, yes, it is on chromes, it is not chrome free. Chrome free also we have, lead free we have, high performance we have. That high performance pigments, organic pigments range from minimum 2,000 rupees to even 10,000 rupees. But we have a chrome which can be taken, produced, formulated, lemon middle in the range of 500 rupees and scarlet in the range of 800 rupees. Why I am telling this? Every formulator should know the costing before they formulate, because the market requires that. So instead of taking the normal conventional chromes which are available with all the paint industries which are currently being used, if you use the high performance pigments, the life of the outdoor exposure, whether it is tractors, harvester combines, agricultural implements, tower cranes, and all outdoor applications. The life can be extended from minimum 2 years to maximum 10 years. I have a data to show, and I will explain to you why exactly it is happening, because it's very difficult for me to show you the panels, but in the representation which I make in the technical, which explain to you what I mean to say. These are the contents: performance chromes for coating application, performance coatings for plastic application. Then I also would like to introduce the very need of the hour. It is hot melt road marking paint. Why I am telling this is normal road marking paints which you are using also fades, because basically the color is middle chrome, and the middle chrome is yellow color which fades. And secondly, it doesn't withstand the temperature required for hot melt application. So our technical innovation, and we have the government approved R&D which we have spent more than 3 to 4 crores. We have innovated this product. That also I will show you how. And last but not the least, a little bit about Voxco pigments and the kind of products. When you evaluate this high performance chromes, there are 3 things to be noticed into account. One is of course the light fastness. We just don't say that we have a good light fastness, but we have a standard for it, which is ISO 11341. The second one of course is the weathering properties. Anything which is outside requires these 2 big properties where a chrome should withstand. And the third one of course is the SO2 resistance, which is the acid rain test. So how do we assess that? The first is the light fastness, which is tested in a equipment which is the specification I have given in front of you. And what we have given you is the pigment loading of 20% in alkyd melamine paint in exposure of 350 hours. I have given you the list of what the normal chromes can go after these hours and after the high performance chromes. The parameters here I fixed is delta E value is less than 3. What is delta E value? You all know, I don't want to say that. It is the difference between the original exposed panel and after the exposure, what is the thing. So the normal conventional chromes, whether it is prime rose, lemon, middle and scarlet, of any conventional, any manufacturers, will go up to 5.7, 3.84 and 3. It is not that they are, I'm not blaming them, it is not that they are not good, they are good. But if you want to give a long performance, you can see the result which is in front of you, 1.9, 1.2, and the delta value maximum is 3. That is the parameter which you have fixed as per the ISO norms. This is the graphical representation of what is the normal chromes and what is the high performance chromes. And again, the second test is the weathering, which is very, very important. Whether the tractor runs in the field, whether the tower crane faces the rains, and also the other vagaries of weathers. So this again is an Atlas machine, which you all know. Anybody will have this. This equipment is now costing more than close to crores. So we have tested this product, and these are the parameters. The pigment loading and the exposure is given for 500 hours and 1000 hours. So this figure is clearly to indicate that the high performance chromes which you are using can withstand the parameters which is required. So in the thumb rule, the normal life of these chromes goes up from 2 hours to 10 years. 2 years to 10 years, I'm sorry. Then this is the graphical representation of the normal chromes and the high performance chromes. Then comes the SO2 cabinet test. This is something which is very important. There are so many great formulators like Satyanarayan ji and other people are sitting there. They'll know what exactly is a Florida test takes. But if you want to test a paint, you have to expose the panel in the Florida. But there's no need to go to Florida. We have this equipment by means of our technical collaboration with Siba, and one of our directors is from Netherlands. So we have a cabinet. This specification is ISO 3231, where we expose the panel in a cabinet. First cycle, second cycle, third cycle. Well, it will take a lot of time which I explain each and every detail, how we expose this panel, what is SO2 gas is purged, which H2SO4 is the gaseous gas which is having. So when we have this test, which we can come, if you, this equipment is with us in Vapi, anybody coming to Vapi can really see it for themselves. What we do is after exposure, I will show you the much interested and liked by panels to you. What you see is the three types of chromes. One is the normal conventional chromes. The middle one is the pre-darkened chromes, which is normally available with some companies, not all the companies. And the last one is the SO2 resistant VSO pigment, which we have. If you see that, even after the stringent test of 3 to 4 cycles, you find that there is no fading at all. So the equipment remains intact in spite of passing through the stringent SO2 resistance test. And here again, the same thing which you have repeated in scarlet chrome also, where you can see the conventional chromes what happens and also what happens with SO2. Hardly you find the chrome fading in this. So the conclusion is there in front of you. I don't want to take time. And again, this is not only applicable for painting application, but it is also for the plastic application, which I don't think many people from plastic industry are here, but just a glimpse of what happens to plastic industry that also have exposed. It is almost the same, so I'm just running through this presentation. It gives the similarly equal response even on the plastic panel applied. There is no fading, especially if you see the applications, especially the the tank. Many people find that the yellow tanks are there. The tanks, rotor model application, and also the JCB in the rooftop, which is also made of plastics, and also all the engineering plastics. You find that there is no fading of the plastic equipment. So this is what I am trying to tell you, that test is performed both in coating application as well as in plastic application. So this conclusion is that high performance chromes which we have, BSO, if you want to formulate that with a slightly increased cost, not the normal cost, slightly increased cost, you can be able to achieve the light fastness and weather fastness of more than minimum 10 years. The second product which I would like to introduce, which you must have seen in the video, is the Performance Chromes pigment for hot melt road application. So this again is the stability, heat resistance, visual visibility and all that. So what happens is, again, this is based on the technology where you can see that we have made a comparison of all the chromes which are there. It is not that the road marking paint is not available for the chromes, but it is the specialized product which can withstand 8 hours of the temperature required of 200 degrees. This is very, very important character, because normally when you heat the hot melt application, you know how you've seen the video. If you see the first one, it is not faded, the delta E value remains the same. If you want more, I have the panel, I have these cakes that made of with the resin lying with me. Anybody is interested can have a look, to have a closer look of these visuals. So this Voxco recommended this Vivo 330HM exclusively for hot melt road applications. And another thing which I would like to tell you, it's again a business opportunity, not in India, but many of the countries are using this paint all across the world, and the paint is being produced by India. People are still looking for this pigment, which is equal to the world standards, which are made in India, and the paint is exported to many other countries. So again, I turn it as a business opportunity for all the small scale industries who would like to make this paint of road marking paint application. So having completed my technical presentation, I just would like to have a brief about the Voxco Pigments. Voxco Pigments, what we have established in 2003, the timeline is there in Sarigam, in Vapi, and in the total capacity is mentioned there. I would like to run through this presentation. The capacity of manufacturing capacity is 6,000 metric tons for inorganic chromes and 1,500 metric tons for anti-corrosive pigments and 1,500 metric tons for organic pigments. The plant has been audited, everything is there, you can see, I don't want to run through. The turnover of 2023-24 is 30 USD million, which is closer to 250 crores in India. Voxco is currently supplies to pigments to below industries, that is paints, plastics and inks. We are still smaller in inks. And another thing is when we supply the chromes and other high performance pigments, we ensure that the test equipments are replicated in the lab. So these are the R&D facility we have which is approved by the Government of India. And also we have equipments, all this equipment including the SO2 cabinet lab tech machine which is costing in crores. Our promoters are very focused on the pigment industry and they have invested all these testing equipments to ensure that the quality is given absolutely as per your requirement. And also, not only Voxco is a manufacturer, but we are also a distributor to some of the world famous manufacturers. You all know that Pigment Red 254, which is now available at cost of not less than around approximately 1000 rupees or 1250 rupees, which is on Cynic. This is high performance pigments. We are also the agents of Essence in France, which is eco-friendly anti-corrosive pigments, which is a need of the hour. We also representing Provenza, Spain for the natural iron oxide, which goes in submarines, ship and all that. And Habits, we have the bismuth vanadate, which is pigment yellow 184. So this is our vision and mission. And this is the timeline of Voxco. We started and how we are going it, and this is just for your information. And this is just 1-2 page that the kind of pigments we have. I don't want to really run through all these pigments. You have this in the thing. We have all the pigments, organic, high performance, phthalocyan, green and blue. And secondly, we are catering to more than 40 countries all across the world. So we do make some outsourcing as per our technical supervision. And this is again inorganic pigments, where we have mentioned the hot melt application also and SO2 resistance pigment. And these are some of the major companies we are catering to, both in coating industry as well as in plastic industry. So this is a very short presentation. As I told you, you can always contact us. We are always available. And thank you very much for your patient hearing. If any questions, you can contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. And I request you to please be with us on the stage only. May I please request Mr. Surendra Agarwalji from Krishna Chemicals to kindly come up on the stage and felicitate our guest on the stage, Mr. Harish T. Koilpillai. But I hope I pronounced it correctly. Thank you so much. Mr. Surendra Agarwalji, are you around? Mr. Ranjit Singh ji, can you come on the stage? Also please felicitate our guest. I wish you very best luck for the future, and I'm sure you did wonders across the world and making us very, very proud. A small memento from us. Can you hear a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Voxco Pigments. Bye-bye.